Welcome back to the Barrel Talk Podcast. We are back with another episode. Another week of football in the books. Just had Thanksgiving week in the NFL. Now we're kind of getting into really the dog days of the season. Every game matters with how close every team is in this playoff standings. A bunch of really must-win games for a lot of teams. We have one big one tonight and a must-win game for both sides, for the Cowboys and the Lions in the NFC side of things. But, Nick, how we doing?
Doing good. Excited for these last few weeks. We are already in week 14.
Yeah.
Fantasy playoffs starting soon.
It's very interesting. I'm glad it's like this. I like just in both NBA and NFL, it's just like seeing a lot of parity, making these end of season games matter. It always sucks because it seems like there's always one or two teams that like need another team to lose that sits their starters at the end of the year. But I feel like that sense of urgency has really started out now with how close everything has gone in the AFC and the NFC. I can kind of start us off talking about an AFC team that I am just not high on whatsoever. I think they have really one grace lucky win this year against the Colts earlier in the year off of a penalty. But looking at like what they have, because they should have one more like win on the schedule because of the penalty. We're talking about the Broncos. So they should have one more win on their schedule as well. I'm just not sold on this team. I know you're not really sold on the Bears. I'm more sold on the Bears than I am the Broncos because I think whatever team they draw in the wild card, because I don't think they're going to get the 1 seed now, whatever team they draw, I think they're losing to outside of like the Chargers.
Probably. I mean, yeah. Like with Bo Nix being so shaky, you don't really have a good run game at all.
Right.
Defense, you're really just living by that defense. I mean, for real.
And it's just super interesting because I feel like Bo Nix and Caleb are kind of playing safe, complementary football, not losing the games, but also in a way not winning the games as well, leaning on the defense and the run game. But I just have more faith, kind of comparing, I guess, turning into this, comparing the Bears and the Broncos, two teams that I feel like a lot of people are either all in on or all out on. I just think I trust the Bears offense more. I just think Caleb's just more talented of a thrower and just being able to get out of pressure. And I think I trust the Bears run game more. I just, with Swift and Monongai now, like I really trust that run game. And I think the defense is not as good as Denver's, but I think the defense is good enough to lean on, especially if they get Jalen Johnson healthy down the stretch.
Yeah.
Full time. So that's kind of my take.
I mean, you can see that Ben Johnson makes the run game a priority in some sense.
Right.
For some reason, it looks like Sean Payton just does not do that. I don't know if it's because they lost J.K. Dobbins and they're not very confident in R.J. Harvey and Jaleel McLaughlin, but they just don't make it as much of a priority. They just don't.
And it sucks because they don't have that power back now in between the tackles of Dobbins. Right. So it's like really all a bunch of like outside zone runs and everything like that.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to trust the Bears offense more. It's just I just think we're a bit too early. I just don't think they're going to be able to do it down the stretch in these big games if your defense can't keep somebody from putting up 28 points. Like, I don't know if I can trust the Bears to go in a dogfight game with the Lions in the playoffs and put up 38 when they need to.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, no, I don't trust the Broncos either. I just trust the Broncos defense to kind of keep teams lower on the scoreboard more often.
Especially in the AFC. I can just see a world where like the Broncos get just a tough draw with like the Bills.
Yeah.
And the Bills just win that game. Like, I also just would like to see, I know they've poured a lot into the defense and like Sean Payton and everything. I'd like to see them maybe add somebody on the offensive side of the ball in the offseason. Maybe like try to go get a true number one. I know they have Sutton. Evan Ingram hasn't been what he was in Jacksonville, mainly because like I just don't think they trust Bo Nix throwing the ball as much.
Well, I mean, I was watching Evan Ingram try to catch passes and he was getting pissed at Bo Nix, bro.
Yeah,
because Bo Nix threw like 2 straight passes that were terrible, and he like straight up was like rolling his eyes at him. He was angry. It's like they don't have a great connection, like you said. Like Courtland Sutton's the one. Like, Marvin Mims. Like, you got to get a big name guy at some point to really make Bo Nix take that step.
And this is going to be like a damn near 12-win ball club too. Like we're saying this about too. So it's like I think they're built for regular season success, but in the playoffs when it comes down to it, that's why I'm so kind of up and down. Everybody's talking about like all these young quarterbacks going into like the Drake Mays. I know Bo Nix was in the playoffs last year. Caleb Williams going into the playoffs. Like the playoffs are a different monster. Like It's a whole different ball game.
It's a game of turnovers and
yes.
it's all about decision making and like in those tough moments like where shit's getting kind of crazy. Like I just don't trust him to make that right decision every single time. If you throw one interception, like you could lose.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but in terms of kind of what the question was, I'm more concerned with the Broncos than the Bears.
I'd say I'm equally concerned.
Yeah, I think if I had to,
but the Broncos have that extra game, so that extra win right now. So I guess I just trust them a little.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just because I think the path would be more favorable for the Bears in the NFC as well.
Because like the one seed right now.
Yeah, because they could either continue to be the one seed or draw like Tampa, like or something if they don't win the division, or whoever comes out of the South, whether it's the Panthers or
I don't know. They still. Tampa. I mean, the Bears still got to play the Packers twice.
Yeah, it's not. And they have a game against Detroit. I'm pretty sure.
Like they could definitely lose a few games here.
Yeah, they
fall
easily
down to
could.
9-5 or something, whatever.
Yeah, they easily could, and we can kind of stay within that division. I have some names.
You want to talk about 9?
Yeah, I have some names. I have 5 names because I have something I want to talk about with like the Titans, just because I think it's interesting to look at some early head coach hires for them. But before then, let's talk about 5 quarterbacks I think the Vikings should have interest in this offseason. Because I think it was come down to whatever he does rest of the season, there's no way you can put this product and this quarterback on the field next year. There's just no way. He's clearly not ready. You got to think this is still the youngest quarterback in the league. Still could sit for multiple years and still have a good NFL career, but he's clearly not ready to compete with a Vikings team that
has a good roster.
Had playoff aspirations this year, and it's not going to happen mainly because of the quarterback play. You could argue they've gotten better at every facet of the game outside of a quarterback. That's the most important position in the sport. So, looking at this, fully believe that our GM Kwesi will get fired at the end of the year. And I think somebody new will be making the decisions. And I think KOC will have more influence on a lot of those decisions. From reports, it seems like he wanted Rodgers and a veteran quarterback to run the system. And our GM Kwesi was more of the mindset of let's go do the finers, get a guy on a rookie scale contract, build the roster, top-notch guys all around the field, and see where that takes us. But that's not the reality you're living in anymore because you whiffed on the quarterback. So I do think Kwesi's going to get fired. He's been terrible at drafting the past couple years. He's only had a couple hits. So a new guy's going to be making these decisions. And the number one guy I have on this list is Kyler Murray. Because he might be the most talented guy available this offseason. Because it just doesn't seem that the Cardinals have any intention of bringing him back. I know it'll be a money situation and everything like that. That's a lot to deal with. But he's somebody that's super talented, could use a change of scenery, and like is available. Like he's clearly available. I think the Cardinals have done nothing but make him available. I mean, he was a game time decision. Then all of a sudden he gets put on IR. Like I just don't really understand that. So
he was so close to returning. All of a sudden, he's not coming back.
So I think he is a very interesting name just because he's probably the most talented guy you could go get realistically. He's younger, has a lot left in the tank still. I think gives you a good dynamic system because he can move and be mobile. Now, is he the tallest quarterback in the world? No, but I think he could really help you out in the Vikings struggle in short yardage situations with his mobility. And I just think Kyler Murray's just talented. I just think he needs to be put with the right coach and the right system. Is KOC that coach? Who knows? We would have to see. But in terms of the Vikings bringing in talent and getting a quarterback in that room, I think Kyler would be a very interesting one because they could be flexible with their money and they have draft capital to give up in some sort of move. And the price tag might not even be that crazy high because of the money being involved.
No, the price tag probably wouldn't even be crazy. Probably like a 3rd or 4th round pick, honestly.
But I think that would be super interesting just because he's the most talented. Might not be the best fit, but I think he's the most talented and can give you a lot of juice just at the quarterback position, and he's younger on the younger side. I think he's the best talent guy. Getting on to the best fit, I have 2 really good fits on here. The best fit on here, I would say is something that I've already seen linked to a lot, is Mac Jones with the 49ers, because he's somebody you could trade for. You're going down the Sam Darnold route. I know you're shaking your head. Trust me, I've gone on the same route of looking at these quarterbacks and shaking my head. Can't believe we're in this situation. But this is the reality.
I can't believe it.
This is the reality of it. Mac Jones just gives you a clean pocket passer that's been around the league now, been a Pro Bowler in his time with the Patriots, now gone from the Shanahan system. going. That's a great fit. The same exact thing Darnold did. But I think Mac Jones just has a pocket passer, could be the best fit for KOC. Now I think the benefit of him with the 49ers is having Christian McCaffrey being able to run the ball as effectively as he does. So the Vikings would definitely need to figure out the run game if you plan on bringing in somebody like Mac Jones, because I think that run game has helped. But you got to think, Mac Jones also, in that stretch of games where they were winning, he was throwing the ball 40-plus times a game. So, like, with the Vikings wanting to throw the ball a ton, I think Mac Jones is easily capable. And you got to think, it's also like a welcoming sign because it's not like the Niners were fully loaded and fully healthy like with Mac Jones. Like, they had barely a receiver room.
Yeah.
Like, Kittle was out, Ayuk's been out, Ricky Pearsall was out. So, like, it's not like they had all these weapons across the field. And Mac Jones was still producing and putting up wins, not just numbers, but wins on the season as well. Like, so I beat the Rams in a big spot. He was
leading like yards per game for like the first 5 weeks.
So I think that sample size is, and he showed you more in that sample size than Darnold did anything with the Niners. So I think that would be something that the Vikings would definitely be interested in. Now, would you be okay giving up a second to go get Mac Jones? Fuck, I would. I don't know. I would give up a third. It depends on what the asking price.
No, I don't think it's anything like that. He's still, at the end of the day, he's still backup.
Right.
I don't think it'd be anything like more than like a 5th rounder, to be honest.
I think it would be interesting just because, and there's another guy on here who's a free agent that I'm going to bring up, that they might just keep him because of Brock Purdy's injury concerns, and they've seen Mac Jones be able to step in. It wouldn't be with how injury prone the Niners are. I know there's been a lot of teams linked to Mac Jones. I wouldn't be shocked if the Niners are just like, we're just better off keeping him.
Yeah, I think that's what they more likely do. I guess now that I'm thinking about it, because of the fact that they'd probably want to keep him because of Purdy, maybe it'd be more than a 5th round pick because they'd probably just have no plans of trading him at all. So it'd be like, you're going to have to amaze us with something,
right,
to get him.
That's why I would say I think the Vikings would have to cough up
like a 3rd or a 2nd rounder.
Yeah, something like that for the Niners to think.
Is he on contract for a while?
He's 1 more year, I want to say. So, yeah, because I don't think he's a free agent this year. So he'd be like 1 more year. So it'd be like legit for the Vikings, another Sam Darnold thing where you're just going down that well of somebody on a 1 year.
Right.
Next name is somebody my dad brought up. Me and my dad kind of like collabed on these names last Sunday when we were just talking ball. One of them I think is a way easier get than Mac Jones, but he's making more on the older side. But I think clearly still has game left. He's just in a terrible situation, and you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
I think Geno Smith, in the right system, can still be a solid quarterback, and that's all the Vikings are really asking for. Like, out of all their past quarterbacks, they haven't asked a single quarterback to be, you got to be MVP caliber. No, you just need to be a solid quarterback that can push the ball downfield. And there's nothing that I've seen from the Raiders that makes me think that Geno Smith can't do that. The O-line is like one of the worst in the league. They have no true weapons. They've missed Brock Bowers half the year. The play calling, they just fired their offensive coordinator because they can't run the ball for shit. So, like, you put him with KOC and good weapons, I think Geno Smith can still give you solid enough production to at least be better than what you are this year. And that's where I'm getting at. I'm not saying the Vikings need to go out and get this superstar MVP level quarterback, but you need somebody that can just make some plays.
Yeah,
somebody that can be a middle of the pack quarterback.
Watchable, man.
Yes. Like, because you have the weapons and you have this roster and you have the defense. You just need somebody that can produce. Like, you just need somebody that can not turn the ball over. I know Geno Smith has had some interception problems as well, but it's just like he's giving you way more than what anything you can do with JJ next year. He's giving you at least a chance to be competent. Like, and I think Geno has a lot of game left. Geno Smith is still able to move in the pocket, still has the athletic ability to get out of situations and can throw the ball downfield with the best of them still, in my opinion. That's just terms of pushing it downfield. So, like, I think him with our system and our receivers could be a lot better. And I think this is this would be a signing that I think would make Jefferson very happy. Because
you think so?
I think Geno Smith would just prioritize getting his guys the ball.
Right.
Like, just get his guys the ball. Like, I think that's what he's like. Geno Smith reminds me of like a better decision-making like Jameis in a way. Somebody that is a gunslinger that can push the ball downfield, but doesn't make as many mistakes as Jameis, if that makes sense.
Right. I thought you were going to say Jameis, not going to lie. I thought Jameis was one of the ones that you were pulling up.
I could have brought Jameis into it, but I just think he's meant a little bit more to the Giants locker room, I feel like, in just that QB room, to where I think with Dart and how he plays, I think they're just going to be wanting to keep somebody like Jameis around. At least he gives you a shot in every game to win offensively. So I think he's just somebody that they're going to focus on keeping and prioritizing. And then my last two names to kind of wrap this point up, I have something that they could just right the wrong of last year in the offseason. I don't know what the season beholds for the rest of them for the Steelers. If Rodgers wants to give it one more go, why not? Why not? You're in this window now where you're kind of waiting on McCarthy to see if he develops anyways. There's nothing wrong with Rodgers on a 1 year.
I mean, yeah, he could definitely do it. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's done after this year.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. It all depends on
All depends
what
he
they
wants to
do and how this season plays out. But maybe, who knows, maybe KOC gives him a call and is like, hey, I wanted to bring you in last offseason. Things didn't happen. Let's kind of right that wrong. You wanted to come here. We have the weapons for you still. Our infrastructure is better. There's a better system than the Steelers. And there's been nothing that I've seen from Rodgers that makes me think he's like not capable of being a starting quarterback still. Like, I think his mobility has gotten even better off the Achilles, more time off the Achilles. He's never been the most mobile guy, but he's definitely moving better just in the pocket itself.
Right.
Like, compared to past years.
Yeah, I mean, when he gets out of that pocket, he looks slow.
Yeah.
But being able to just maneuver the pocket a little bit, not take as many sacks, he's better at that. Which you guys O-line is just not very good recently.
It's just you're missing your O-line injuries basically the whole year for us. But I think Rodgers would give us exactly what KOC wants. And I think this is what the direction needs to be. Whether they have a new GM in place, you need to give KOC a chance with a quarterback that he wants specifically. Because I'm starting to get the notion that he didn't really want to go the young quarterback route after the 2 seasons they had with veteran, middle-of-the-pack quarterback play. I think Rodgers would give them exactly that. I think Rodgers would be the best pickup for them this offseason because he can give them exactly what KOC wants, a quarterback that's been around, that knows exactly what KOC wants out of the system. I think Rodgers is the perfect guy for that. Now is on the older side, so that's why I brought up names like Geno, Mac Jones, Kyler. The other one was more of like an interesting one. This is like the last case scenario. I wanted to come up with 5, so I kind of threw this one in here because he's a free agent. I didn't. The only 2 free agents on here are Rodgers and Mariota, which is where I'm going. Maybe you go the Marcus Mariota route, somebody who just had a really good game on Thursday night, but this is another case of like Jane Daniels is injury prone a little bit. You can kind of run a lot of the same schemes and systems with Marcus Mariota that you can JD. So it's like you might as well just go on the route of keeping him. But I will get to a situation where I'll just bring that up in the Titans. I'll kind of wrap back around to that point. But I think Mariota could just be an interesting dynamic piece for you. Somebody that's been around the league, been in multiple situations. Now, he's a free agent to where, like, I don't know, like maybe you just bring him in and see what he can do for you because he does have that dual threat ability. But those are kind of just the 5 names, going over them one more time. Kyler Murray, Mac Jones, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, and Marcus Mariota. I wouldn't be mad at any of those guys that the Vikings will at least have to have some sort of interest in. Have to, because they're all veteran guys. They've all been around, and I think could all, in a way, fit KOC's system and what they want to do going forward. But in no way are they going to be able to run JJ McCarthy back next year. I just don't see that happening. We're talking about fundamental issues. We're talking about things that are just bigger than just bigger developmental problems
than just one off season.
That just show he's not ready.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs more time for sure.
But like, what do you think of some of those names? I think I try to be like realistic in some of those names, just of who's available, who could be an easy get for them.
Yeah, I mean, God, it's just like with you guys, I'm trying to envision like how close you guys would be to like a Super Bowl with any of these guys, and I just don't see it happening with any of them, honestly. Mm-hmm. But to be just competent, I like any of the free agent guys. I do not like Geno. I don't think Geno's very good anymore. I know he is just kind of just slaying it around in Las Vegas. You know, they're losing every game, so like, what are you gonna do? But like, I don't think this is something he could come back and throw for 30 touchdowns, you know, less than 10 interceptions or something like that.
Right.
Sometime in the future. The other guys, yeah, I'm okay with. Mariota would be fun. Kyler would be fun, but like, I still just think there might be some systemic problems with Kyler where he just can't see over the O-line. I think that is a problem, sadly. So, I don't know. You guys got to do something, though.
Yeah, that's kind of the point I'm at. Now, do I want to go down this route? Absolutely not. The only reason I would want Kyler is because I think Kyler gives you this like continuity with like what they have. And he's a younger quarterback still to where you can bring him around for a couple of seasons. And maybe he turns out maybe needing a change of scenery. Maybe KOC can get him out of the pocket a little bit more and just scheme things up for him more. If I had to rank them, my first option would be Mac Jones because I think he's the best fit. I think he gives you the best fit for what KOC wants as a pocket passer. Then I'd go Rodgers because he's kind of the same thing, a really good fit, but just on the older side. And you could just get him out of free agency. Then I would go Kyler Murray because he's the most talented QB on here at this point in his career. Then I'd go Marcus Mariota just because you can sign him out of free agency and don't have to trade for him. And then I'd go Geno last. Because I do think there's a world, me and my dad were talking about it, that the Raiders just keep Geno. Like, who knows what kind of draft selection they get. They could just run it back with Geno because they do have him locked up for another year.
Contract.
Yeah, and just write out the contract. So I don't know. I think Mac Jones is the safest, most popular option I've seen. But I think Kyler and Rodgers might give you that higher ceiling that you might want in that division. Mariota would be fun, though. I think Mariota would put numbers up. I think Mariota would put numbers up. But I don't know. I think they need to do something to kind of wrap up that point. I think they need to definitely do something.
Yeah. Got to do something. You just can't be the footnote of the division for years to come.
No, can't be.
Because all these teams, every other team is looking great right now. So,
and I think, I mean, it's easy to say looking on hindsight, but like we use this a lot with just in Vikings media. Like nobody thought Sam Darnold would be where he is, but he took the stop in Minnesota. And I think guys like Mac Jones have shown you more with the Niners, even more of a sample size than Darnold did to make me. I think I'd be really confident. Not to like say we're going to be Super Bowl contenders, but really confident in Mac Jones being a middle of the pack QB with us, honestly. And I've also seen some other names get thrown out there, like Anthony Richardson was a big one that was thrown out there. I'm like, think you're just going back down the developmental route.
Yeah.
Now, would it be cool to see his physicals on the court in the KOC, on the field in the KOC system? Yes, like it'd be crazy. But you
slanging that thing down to JJ.
But then you're just looking at. Like, I don't know. If I woke up one morning and saw that we traded a 4th rounder for Anthony Richardson or something crazy like that, and the Colts were riding out with Daniel Jones, who Daniel Jones is also a free agent, mind you. He's also a free agent, so who knows what happens with him. Didn't put him on the list because I just assume you would think he's just going to be back with the Colts. But if Anthony Richardson was to get moved, I'd at least be like, at least we're going to have some fun. At least we're going to have some fun with it.
There's going to be some highs. There's going to be some lows, but there's going to be some highs.
Some highs. But that's all I have for just kind of the Vikings talk. I'm glad because we didn't talk about them the past couple of weeks. And I think they're in the boat now where we need to be thinking off season and what we need to do. Because I'm not going to be shocked the first day after our season ends that Quasi, who's our GM, is gone. Now, I will be frustrated if we do let KOC go because I don't think any of this has been on KOC.
No way.
I don't think we go down that route at all. Do not go down that route at all.
That'd be bad. You can't let your coach go. He's actually good.
But you can get into whatever you want to talk about next and get into.
Yeah, we can talk about 3 big games that happened on Thursday on Thanksgiving. We had the Packers-Lions, we had the Chiefs-Cowboys, and Bengals-Ravens. All 3 kind of big games for playoff implications. Bengals kept themselves in at 4-8, which is just kind of insane to me that at this point in the season, a 4-8 team can be alive for a playoff race. But that's what we got.
I actually have their next 5.
Okay, what we got?
I have it on here because I was going to bring it up. They're currently 4-8. Beat Baltimore. Their path to get in is through winning that division.
Yep.
And Baltimore 6-6, and the Steelers are 6-6, and they play this weekend. So one of them is going to lose.
One's going to be 6-7.
Yes. So looking at the Bills at Buffalo this next week, winnable game for Cincinnati. Buffalo hasn't looked like world beaters, and Bengals kind of need this one a little bit more than Buffalo because I think Buffalo's out of winning the division, but I think Buffalo still is comfortably going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they have a tough game at Buffalo. That's the game they need to get. If they can get to 5-8 and say the Steelers or Ravens lose this week, obviously, then you have Baltimore at home after that. In a game you just beat Baltimore. In another gettable game, they've always played Baltimore really well. You got to win these 2 to even get to that conversation. Because then I think you win out. If you win these next 2 games, I think they win out and run the table.
Who else they got up that?
You're at Miami, home versus the Cardinals, and home versus the Browns.
I mean, they definitely can lose that Browns game for sure.
They could.
But I could, if they, if they were 4-0 at that point in that stretch, I think they'd be able to get it done.
So you're thinking 9-8 to win that division. I don't know what the rest of the Ravens schedule looks like because they got the Steelers who've always played them well, and then they got
Bengals,
the
Steelers,
Bengals.
Bengals. I mean,
Yeah.
ugh.
So, and I think that division's up for grabs. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say the Bengals can't win it when I've seen nothing from the Ravens.
Dude.
I know the Ravens have the Packers too on their schedule.
It's home versus the Steelers, at the Bengals, home versus the Patriots, at the Packers, at the Steelers. That's a gauntlet. I mean, as much as against the Steelers specifically because it's Lamar Jackson, like he just struggles against them. Still having to play them twice.
So Steelers have to play the Ravens twice. Let me go to their schedule. So at Ravens, then they got Miami at home. Then they got Detroit, Cleveland, Ravens.
Is Cincy gonna win this division?
It's the Ravens having that Packers game and the Steelers having this Lions game.
Yeah.
And they have to play each other again. Like that makes it tough. But the only way I think the Bengals get in is if they win these next two, which I can say that about a lot of teams. But if they win these next two, I think they have the easiest last three to win out.
Which is just crazy. Which they need them to beat up on each other. But I mean, that
sucks because they need the Ravens game because they beat the Steelers. Yeah, the Bengals beat the Steelers already this year. So they already split.
The Joe Flacco game.
Yeah, so if they can get into a situation to where they would need to beat Baltimore, and then they would need the Steelers to beat Baltimore one of these two times. For them, I'm just thinking off the top of my head to have the right tiebreaker situation in terms of if they all ended up with about the same record. Because if they sweep the Ravens and have a split with Pittsburgh and the Ravens do drop one to Pitt, then we're talking. In that division. But I think the only path is for them to win the division. And looking at their remaining schedule, I think they have the easiest last three games outside of the Bengals and Ravens.
So crazy. That's so crazy.
It's very interesting. I'm glad you brought up the Bengals because that's something I wanted to bring up as well. Because it seems like here we go again. I legit had here we go again.
Here we go again. I mean, the division winner is probably going to end up at 9-8.
And get the draw of either the Colts, Texans, or Chargers or Buffalo.
For that
5 seed.
That's gonna be a tough game. I mean, I don't want to be that top wild card spot. I mean, you don't want to be any wild card spot.
We could be looking at a Bills Ravens 4-5 matchup on wild card weekend.
What's up?
We could be looking at a Bills Ravens wild card matchup 4-5.
My God.
But who knows? I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of my takeaway on the Bengals. They have the really winnable games the last three, but they have to go back to back in the stretch.
Yeah. And another AFC contender, the Chiefs, lost to the Cowboys 28.
Dallas
Chiefs now looking on the outside.
I think this is more meaningful for Dallas than KC.
I think so too. I think so too.
You have the 21-point comeback against Philly, and then you followed it up with a Kansas City win. Like, I think that means so much to Dallas as a whole. And I just think the offense has the potential to be a matchup nightmare for teams. Now, they have a big one, and we can kind of get into a little bit of a preview for tonight's game a little bit, talking about Dallas. I think this is a must-win game for both sides. I think I saw numbers earlier where the Lions' percentages to make the playoffs drop a lot if they lose and drop this game tonight against Dallas. Looking at it, I like Dallas in this spot.
Do you
Even
really?
on the road, I love Dallas in this spot. Like, possibly no Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
You have two alpha ones. I mean, I don't.
The offense is looking great.
I don't see anything Detroit's defense is going to do to stop CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens. I think both of them have big time nights. And with no Amon-Ra St. Brown, no Sam Laporta, you're going to really be relying on the run game.
And the run game.
So Amon-Ra's a game time decision. It's crazy he's even a game time because it looked pretty nasty with his ankle last week. I'm surprised he wasn't at least out for 1 to 2 weeks, which he still could be. But this is a big time game. I do expect him to play, but I just like Dallas in this spot. I think Dallas is going to win this game tonight, and I think they're going to have. I think they're going to have the stretch of Philly, Chiefs, Lions, and have a winnable schedule the rest of the way, and they could possibly win out.
I mean, what a run! If we were to win this game, like 3-0 against the Lions, Eagles, and Chiefs, it doesn't get better than that.
I think I said a couple weeks ago, I said that they would go
2-1 or something. Yeah,
in that stretch, and they could possibly go 3-0, which is just crazy. But I'm just super high on Dallas. Like looking at the NFC, like I just think recently Dallas has been playing better ball than the Lions. I think the Lions have kind of been shaky all year.
Getting a lot more injuries now. Like they looked, I don't remember what game it was a few weeks ago, but against this good ass defense, and they just looked rough. And like Cowboys defense, I know it ain't great, definitely not, but it's looked a lot better than it was at the beginning of the year. They can finally get some pressure. The DBs are playing a lot better now. Demarion Overshown's back. Like, the Cowboys got some boys now, so like it's gonna be tough. We're not gonna make it easy on that Lions offense. They ain't just gonna be going up and down the field like they do on some of these poverty defenses. It's gonna be a good game, I think. I don't think it's gonna be like a easy win for the Cowboys or anything like that, but I can see us putting up game. 30, 35, and like I don't know if they can do that.
I think it's going to be a shootout, and with no Amon-Ra St. Brown or Sam Laporta, if the Cowboys can focus on stopping that run, I think it's going to be a very good winnable spot for the Cowboys. And just looking at, I think we've talked about it before for sure, going to the Cowboys schedule, you have their 1-3 in a row. You have the Lions at Detroit. You have the Vikings at home, which is a very winnable game on Sunday night, which I fucking hope gets flexed. Then you got the Chargers, which is going to be a very interesting game because the Chargers are in win-now territory as well. Then you got the Commanders and Giants at the end of the year. You get through
all very winnable games.
Yeah, so I think you're going to be fine. I think if you win this one, you still have to be in this situation to win out. But like, let me pull up because they're in a situation kind of too like the Bengals, to where like if they don't win out, they're kind of in hopes of winning that division.
Yeah.
And now looking at the Eagles, they have the Chargers on Monday night. They have the Raiders, Commanders, Buffalo on the road, and the Commanders again.
So we're kind of just really praying for Eagles' downfall. Need them to lose against the Chargers this week. Need them to lose that Bills game. And like,
if they lose to the Chargers this week, that division is in play.
If
division's in play.
So they'll have if they lose those two games and they have 6 losses on the season. Cowboys win out. We have 5 losses on the season. Even though we have the tie, just because we both have 11 wins, but the tiebreaker.
And the split, you split with them, so it would go down to just.
Well, it wouldn't need to because we have the tie. Because we don't have as many losses.
Cool. So yeah, the path is there for the Cowboys. I really do hope they make it in because I think what they have found this season at the back half post deadline, I think is something they can build on.
It took too long, dude. Like, oh my god,
that Cardinals loss. And I know that was before they had everybody, but the Cardinals loss and the Panthers loss are going to be the 2 losses they look back on as like killers. Obviously the tie, because of that, if it was a win, that looks so much better against Green Bay. But I think looking back at it, I'm going to pencil this in for next year already. I know the season's not even over yet, but you're looking at this Cowboys team now, and they have 2 first-rounders this year. Yeah, I'm going to pencil the Cowboys in to win the division next year.
I love that.
Give me Dallas to win the division next year, handedly. With this team and what they've been able to build with 2 first-round picks, you bring back George Pickens. Hopefully, even if you're going to tag him. Got to bring him back because he's been all-world. I would pay him fucking now because God forbid he has a good year next year too. So then you're paying him more. So go ahead, pay him now. I know with Jerry, easier said than done.
Should have just paid him into the trade.
You have a run game, 2 first-rounders. Now, if you're using those 2 first-rounders, I would look to – what would you look to add with 2 first-rounders in the draft? Like secondary help?
Secondary help, O-line maybe. Like, we ain't paying on wide receiver or running back, honestly. Like, I'd go full defense.
Full defense.
Full defense. Anything. Best available defense.
I say
maybe
if you
not
can add
our DBs
an edge,
because our DBs are getting paid so much money. So with those first-rounders, maybe you go like an edge and a linebacker.
I would probably look to add an edge for sure. You have the flexibility to add 2 of them to just.
You don't need the interior guys anymore.
Yeah.
You got your interior locked up.
So you're in a situation to where you're in such a good position in such a good spot to where I'm very high on the Cowboys winning the division next year. If Dak stays healthy, I think they're going to win the division next year. There's nothing I'm seeing from the Commanders. I think the Commanders are in a full teardown this offseason to rebuild. Just not like fully rebuild because you're going to get Jay Daniels back healthy.
You got to get the old guys out of there, dude.
There's going to be a lot of new faces. And then the Giants, who knows? They got to get the head coach right.
Questionable. We have no idea what's going to happen in New York. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely see it. I mean, it's gonna be tough to make the playoffs this year. I think they can do it though.
Mm-hmm.
But with how good the NFC is, like, bro, like we have 3 9-win teams in the NFC West. Like, bro, like it's gonna be tough.
Like I
But they're
said, the
looking
Path
better.
is winning the division.
Yep.
Path is winning the division. I think 11 table wins is still on the table. Kind of pivoting to another team that had a big time win this week. That is now looking at standings in play for the division. And I gave them love last week
Oh my
or
god.
last episode. Carolina's tied. Well, they're 7-6, Tampa 7-5, so they gotta make up that bye that they had. So, and they still have to play twice this year.
Wow.
So looking at the Panthers' remaining games, just beat the Rams at home in a crazy game. So now they're on a bye. Perfect time to have a bye. Big time win. You don't have that big letdown spot the week after. You come out at New Orleans, winnable game for sure. I think you win that one. Then you go to 8-6. Then you got Tampa, Seattle, Tampa is your last 3.
Ugh. I just don't think I don't think they can win 2 of those 3 games at the end.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. But like they win that Saints game, you're 8-6. Damn, you'd have to win
So I have Tampa schedule pulled up
2
here.
of those.
Tampa just won an ugly game against the Cardinals. They did get Bucky Irving back. So now they have Saints, Falcons, both at home. Winnable games for sure. Easily winnable games. Then you have at Carolina, at Miami, and Carolina again.
They should win 4 of those. If not all 5, you should sweep the Panthers, to be honest. But
my theory is it's Tampa, and Tampa tends to just get into situations with dumb close games. I think the Seattle game for Carolina is tough because Seattle is obviously still going to be playing for their seeding and everything else like that. It'd be a way different game if the Seattle Seahawks were comfortably winning the division. So I think they miss it by 1 game.
I think so too.
I think the Panthers miss it by 1 game. Now they could still be a threat to make it through the wild card, depending on how these last couple of games go. But I think their path was always through the division. But they're another team. They're a good offseason away from being in the conversation of taking this division away from Tampa, because Tampa always has all these injuries to where I think Tampa's just going to sadly kind of be easy pickings at that 4 seed. Because it's going to be the Rams, Seattle,
Green Bay, they might get killed in that first round.
Yeah. And I'm not saying Carolina would have went to the playoffs and done relatively anything, but I think they're building something for sure with that run game. I think that if they can just add maybe another piece or 2 on the defensive side of the ball, which of their defense has been solid, I think that the division could be very interesting. And the Falcons have just, Jesus, I mean, the Falcons have all this talent of just really fallen off.
Fall off is insane.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know, the division at least is interesting. I'd love a week.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love a last game of the season at afternoon slate or Sunday night for the division between Panthers and Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fire.
This whole season, nothing mattered. All that matters is this 1 game.
Yeah. Who gets the right to play the Green Bay Packers or the Bears, the Bears would be fire. The Bears and Tampa would be fire in the wild card.
I'm gonna give it a take. I don't think the Bears make the playoffs, man.
Really?
I don't.
Let's go look at the schedule.
I think they might lose out.
9-3 right now, currently. At Packers this weekend. Got the Browns, Packers again, Niners at Niners, Detroit to end the year.
Is it outside of their own possibility that they lose out?
No, they beat the Browns.
I mean, I think maybe they split with the Packers, but you ain't sweeping the Packers at Niners.
The Niners
late in the season. Niners are fucking fighting for that playoff spot. Back to back prime times. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. My take right now is I don't think the Bears make the playoffs. 9-3 as they're the number 1 seed in the NFC right now. I think they miss.
On a 5-game win streak, they'd have to go lose 4 out of their next 5.
Wait a minute. They have the 31st strength of schedule. Here we go.
They have to lose.
Oh, guess who has 32? The Patriots.
But no, I missed the playoffs.
I mean, Packers are half a game behind.
Yeah. So the 2 teams that I could see having a fall off is or just because of maybe the injuries catch up with the Niners and they kind of drop 2 games that they shouldn't. I don't know.
The Niners-Bears game is going to be huge because I don't think the Bears will be winning the division at that point. That'll be in week 17. So that'll be basically if you have a chance to make the wild card.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough because like you have the Lions at 7-5 or the first team out, and then the Cowboys at 6-5-1. Like we said, we think the Cowboys are gonna go 4-1 over that stretch, something like
Mhm.
that. Lions, they play them, so another important game, the last game of the season. I just think we're a year too early on the Bears.
You're
A
too
year
early.
too early.
I can feel it. I can feel it. Talking a lot about playoffs. Let's go to a team that's rebuilding real quick. And the Titans, just because I'm starting to see like head coach circles and everything else like that. And I'm a big Cam Ward guy. I just have some coaches here that they should be looking at. I think coach is the most important piece to building a culture and foundation. Brian Daboll is probably going to be at the top of everybody's list. I think they did him absolutely wrong. He's the guy that found Jackson Dart, diamond in the rough. And who knows how he turns out without Brian Daboll there for the future of the Giants. I have Mike McCarthy for the Titans. Mike McCarthy's bare minimum 10 wins in the regular season every year. Who knows what happens in the playoffs. But they need to get this head coaching hire right, or Cam Ward's going to go down this Kyler Murray route, Trevor Lawrence route. Now they have Liam Cohen with the Jags, and now look at them. They're really thriving after a really bad season. Like, they need to get the head coaching hire right. I would like to see Daboll, but I think Daboll is somebody that could just take a year off in the cycle waiting for the right job. Right. I do think he's a good enough coach. Somebody who I kind of wanted to wrap back when I talked about the future of the Commanders a little bit. Somebody who I think would be a great fit with the Titans is Cliff Kingsbury getting another shot because of what he's been able to do with the Commanders and that offense with JD, pairing him up with another young quarterback, different style. But I think he would be a great addition getting his second run as a head coach with a young quarterback. I think could really do some wonders for him. I think he's just matured. He's also talked a lot about what he's learned, like saying that he might have got the opportunity too early and everything that he's learned and matured as a coach. I think he'd be a really good fit. And I think he's kind of been somebody he was in the talks last year but ended up staying with the Commanders. I think this year could be the year that he kind of gets another shot at being a head coach. And then another one that's also been thrown in just because I'm a Vikings fan that's also been out there a lot is Josh McCown, the quarterback coach of the Vikings. We've seen all these quarterbacks come and be able to develop and turn their careers around. Veteran quarterbacks, not younger quarterbacks, being able to turn their careers around. And I know he's somebody that's been in head coaching circles past couple off seasons. Everybody knows that it's kind of only a matter of time before he gets an opportunity to be a head coach or even somebody's offensive coordinator or something of that nature. And then another one that is more so just a fun one to me just because I like him, just because I think he was done wrong. Robert Saleh is going to get another shot at a head coaching job somewhere. I'm not saying it's Tennessee, but just throwing it out there. I think Saleh does eventually get another shot at being a head coach in this league.
I think he does too. I think just specifically, I think young guys just need an offensive head coach.
Yeah.
More. So I don't think that's the job for him here. 100%. They need to find a guy. I really don't hate the Kingsbury one. I think that would be good.
I can kind of pivot to another head coaching job that I think will be up for grabs in Atlanta. I think Raheem Morris is going to be out
Raheem
after
Morris
this
is
year.
Going to be gone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think this is 2 years of just disappointing.
I mean, is it his fault though?
I think the defense has been a lot better, but I think the offense hasn't been as consistent as you want it to be.
Oh, for
sure.
With
the weapons you have.
Yeah, you got weapons. There's no reason why they shouldn't be putting up
a top
30, 20 points a game.
I'm not going to say a top end tight end, but you have a good offensive weapon at the tight end position. You have Drake London, you have a good Tuan Mooney, you have Bijan Robinson, and Tyler Algier. You should have a way better 1-2 punch than you do. And I think the defense is the problem last year was the defense. Now this season the defense has played a lot better, but the offense is taking a step back. So maybe it is coaching. Maybe you need somebody else in there that can better utilize that and those weapons. Like they're a team that I think Brian Daboll should be like.
I don't hate that.
Because
more put together team already.
Yeah. The problem with Daboll's teams in the Giants that they've never had like Daniel Jones situation went right, and then had the Jackson Dart saga, and then I don't know, maybe you because they have weapons. They have a really good infrastructure there of weapons already and talent on both sides of the ball. They just need the right coach. But that's just another team that came to the top of my head. And then like there's other teams like Vegas that'll probably be wanting to coach, like some shit like that. But I think Cam Ward, more so to wrap up the point, I think Cam Ward, they need to get the head coaching decision right.
Don't they have Pete Carroll in Las Vegas?
Yeah, but they could. Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, I don't think they signed him to a long one. I think I don't think they fire him right away. But
maybe we gotta see how Chip Kelly and the impact that he had because he's gone now. So we got to see how that transpires and unfolds.
Right. God. Do you have anything else that you have?
I do not. I think we've kind of touched on a lot of just like the main topics of playoff picture,
Yeah, playoff
some
picture.
other stuff. I mean, it's just another high caliber week in the NFL. We can go and run down the schedule and predict these games before we go into our power rankings and wrap up the episode.
Yep.
Thursday night, Dallas at Detroit. Detroit's favored, -3.5. Give me Dallas.
I'll walk with you.
Give me Dallas.
Give me Dallas.
Give me Dallas to go 3-0 over this stretch.
I like that.
Then getting into Sunday, Seattle at Atlanta. Seattle, I think offense gets back on track this week. Big bounce back spot. Atlanta just coming off losing to the Jets. Give me Seattle on the road.
Give me Seattle.
Cincinnati at Buffalo. Buffalo -5.5.
God, like I just kind of want to pick Cincy just to keep it going.
I'm picking the Bengals. This is a game the Bengals, like I said, we've been here before. This is the game the Bengals will find a way to win.
I like it. Bengals.
Give me the Bengals. Tennessee at Cleveland.
Oh God, Cleveland.
Cleveland for timing. Commanders at Minnesota.
Game I will not be watching.
I'll be
watching
watching
the Vikings.
After what I've seen the past 2 weeks, give me Commanders. Give me Commanders. Miami at New York. Miami.
Jets or Giants?
Jets.
Give me the Jets.
Giants are on a bye. Give me Miami. Fuck it. Sure. Give me Miami. Meaningless game. Saints at Tampa. Give me Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa.
Colts at Jags.
Big game.
Colts are favored on the road.
Give me the Jags.
I'm also going Jags. No Sauce Gardner, seems like.
No Sauce.
Daniel Jones with the injury.
Leg. Broken
Yeah,
leg.
give me the Jags. Give me the Jags. Steelers at Baltimore.
Give me Baltimore.
I'm going to go Baltimore as well. Going to be a close one, though, in division.
Always
Denver
is.
at Vegas.
Denver. This
Denver.
is one stupid one they'd lose, though.
Yeah.
Geno fucking masterclass.
Chicago at Green Bay.
I'm going to go with the Packers.
Give me the Packers. Give me the Packers. I don't think the Bears go into Lambeau and get it done. Give me the Packers. Rams at Cardinals.
Get back spot.
Get back
Rams.
spot. Rams by 1 million.
Yeah.
Then
Sadly.
Sunday night, I'll pair this one with a take. Houston at KC.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
I'm going Houston.
Backs up against the wall. Really?
I'm going Houston. I'm going Houston for the upset. Chiefs have some 3 injuries to their O-line against the best defense in the world. Give me Houston and give me a CJ Stroud last drive masterpiece to eliminate the Chiefs from playoff contention.
Game-winning drive.
Yep, game-winning drive by CJ Stroud. A big crucial third down gets picked up to get them in the field goal range, and they walk it off and eliminate the Chiefs from playoff contention. And Houston gets looked at as the dangerous team, the most dangerous team going into the playoffs and the competent threat to win that division.
I like that.
And then Monday night, Eagles at Chargers.
Need the Eagles to lose here. I'm going to go with the Chargers. Fall off continues.
This would be so reminiscent. Yeah, so reminiscent of Philly a couple years ago.
2023.
But with the injuries to the Chargers O-line, give me Philly in a scrappy, ugly Monday Night Football game.
Scrappy, ugly get-back game.
Yeah, scrappy, ugly get-back game. Give me Philly to win this one. Barely.
Local 13-10 game.
Yeah. But that is all we have for this schedule. Now we can get into the updated power rankings going into this week.
Yo.
Number 1, New England Patriots. Number 2, the LA Rams. Number 3, Green Bay Packers. Number 4, Seattle Seahawks. Number 5, Denver Broncos. Number 6, Buffalo Bills. 7, Chicago Bears. 8, Houston Texans. 9, Dallas Cowboys. And 10, Jacksonville Jaguars. On the bubble, 49ers, Colts, Tampa, and the Chargers are all on the bubble. But
Cowboys first appearance.
Yep. Cowboys first appearance on the pod.
Come on.
Cowboys. Yep.
Come on.
Hey now.
Perfect time. You're not there at the perfect time.
That is all we have for this episode of the Barrel Talk Podcast. Hope you tune in to future episodes.
Peace.